My guest at this time is a multi-time cruiserweight champion for WCW and WWE. He recently took on Chris Jericho on AEW Dynamite. The juice is loose. It's the Juventud Guerrera. Hoovy, thank
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, Nick. It's a pleasure to be here. This is the Mexican noise. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I did. I feel like I got to do my cowbell.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm still in a rush. I'm still excited after AEW Dynamite. Man, that was like I was talking to Jericho on his podcast that finally we did it, and
Yeah.
I was telling him how this is the living of a wrestler is basically a dream, you know. So I was living a dream again and again and again, and every accomplishment in my career is basically kind of like a dream come true, which actually I'm living a dream right now talking to you, Nick, to the juiciest, one of the juiciest radio shows, and you have the juiciest man in the house.
Oh, wow. Nick Juice Hausman, I guess, over here.
Yeah,
I
that's
really,
actually perfect.
I appreciate it, Hoovy. That means a lot, man. Yeah, so talk to me a little bit about this Jericho match. How did this come together? When did you know you were going to be wrestling Jericho on Dynamite?
Well, before I start, look at this. He ripped my mask, so I gotta take advantage. I gotta take another match against him, or maybe tagging him as a friend. You know, I got a lot of respect for Chris. He's one of the greatest. I was really actually. It's hard to say this, but I was really pleased for a guy like him to take off my mask, you know, not somebody else, not just a random guy, not just maybe a star, not just a superstar. Chris Jericho is a mega star. It's something that's actually been changing the game, and we have a bond together, and everything started. I don't know, since we have this match against when he took my mask, and and it kind of like it was building to this moment, you know. But in the last year is when we start getting in contact, and and finally getting this visa situated and sorted out, because I didn't have a visa, so I can do business and proper some, you know, going
Right.
to a company and do something that I can like that. So they helped me to get the visa and to get all the paperwork, and I was really happy. They got a great team behind.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know AEW helped you get a visa to pull this off, because I actually just was looking at Master Republic got like a group visa for like 50 guys. I don't know if you saw
Yeah,
this or not, that Master Republic is taking care of making sure they're getting to come to
yeah,
that
yeah,
country.
yeah, exactly. We have with Kevin Kleinberg. I do have a lot of business in common, and but yeah, this time the AEW helped me. But yeah, he we kind of, you know, when you are you have a good name, you don't want to take any risk, and I always work with a work visa, and do the right thing, right? So
Sure.
it's great for Kevin and Mass Republic to be now they can do that, and actually I was talking to him, and because I have a company in Mexico that I wanted to help young guys to go to the US. So we're gonna be working on something so I can, you know, bring up my guys to the US.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, back to AEW Dynamite here, man. Really cool situation. Not only getting to work with Chris Jericho, also getting to work a little with MJF. You were doing MJF's dirty work. How was it working with MJF? What was that like, getting to know him?
I mean, outside of his gimmick, outside, you know, backstage, he's just a normal guy. He's just a passionate guy that he loves wrestling. He actually is pretty good at. I mean, we already know how good he's on the mic, right?
Right.
And actually, to be like getting this uh, push, perhaps, and getting this because for what I feel from AEW is not just give the push. Actually, they embrace the guy. They embrace the talent, you know, and
Yeah.
that's something really unique that I see, or that I saw when I was there after the show. You know, we hang out together as a family. We were like just talking business. I was just Tony Khan and the boys. We were talking, you know, as a family, and we were just talking wrestling, and like haven't talked wrestling before, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is like just pure wrestling, like it was amazing. It was amazing.
It had to be pretty wild for you, Hoovy. I mean, it's been a cup of coffee since you were on TNT last with WCW, right? And now
Yeah.
you're back here on TNT, and a lot of familiar faces, I'm sure, in the locker room there. A lot of people you'd worked with before. What was it
Yeah.
like for you getting to be backstage around a lot of the? How did it feel for you to kind of be in that space? I
Oh
guess.
man, that was awesome because you know I see some of the talking about new faces, new guys. I saw these new guys in indie shows, the last year before or the 2 years periods in Idol Lucha, and they were like nobody basically, just trying to get in a break and or just indie shows and other companies, and then I was touring in Canada for a month, and then I saw this guy was working as a with a mask, and now he's not working with a mask, and I was just I was like, I know all of these guys, maybe not one or a few guys, but I know basically everybody. And then talking about the old timers, like
Yeah.
Dean Malenko, like those two roads. I mean, they were like, I was like seeing my family I haven't seen in a long time. That was amazing. And then I actually I record a lot of this. Then I'm gonna put it on my blog. I haven't done it because I just got back and I got another business here in Mexico,
Okay.
and I was taking care of that. But I'm gonna be blogging this because I like to do my own edition and do it my way. But I'm gonna share my Patreon so people can see it there. It's when I see all the reactions, and I almost got everything. I couldn't record everything because I was so focused and so concentrated in the match with Jericho, and trying to do the best I can, and because in all of this transition and all of this what was happening before I go the day before they fly me a day before. Okay,
Yeah.
you fly a day before, you take a rest, you get your rest and you focus. But at this time, it was like 3 hours in customs, so I missed my flight, my connection flight from Houston to Jacksonville. So I gotta stay in Houston. So I called the company, I called Chris Jericho, and they're like, okay, don't worry. And then the next flight, it was 10 in the morning, but that was sold out. And then the next following flight, it was until 11:30 or something. So I was arriving to Jacksonville at 3:30. And then everybody were like, no, this is my comeback. And I couldn't be there like late because of customs,
Right.
Oh my God. I was just trying to hold the horses and breathe, and I was like, okay, there's nothing you can do, just relax. They got me a hotel in Houston, and then I was rushing. I gotta wake up at 6 in the morning, go to the airport, take the plane, and then arrive in Jacksonville. Actually, about what time was it? I got there at 1. So they picked me up and then straight to the arena, and then it was like a little bit of a lot of emotion in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's a lot, dude. That sounds really, really, really stressful, especially with the stakes being so high there. But like, yeah, you go through it. You get to go out there, man. It was really something getting to see you just stand there in that entranceway. Like I could see you. You took that moment to breathe it in there and realize where you were. How was it just there in that moment before you got in the ring, just hearing from the fans and being back on TNT for the first time in so many years?
Well, it was it was fantastic. It was like I was backstage, and then I have this new gear, which is actually pretty juicy. Like, look at this, the
It's just
color and the fabric and everything I designed it myself. So I have to actually take my time to do this because I really want to make a statement with my gear. I'm
yeah.
gonna show you my cape right now. Mami, me puedes pasar la
I
capa,
love
por favor?
this. Show me the cape.
So with this cape and with this rope, before I came out, all the boys they were like, "Oh my God, wow, this is you're looking amazing. This is great." And so before, just right before, the entrance, I hear Jericho was first, and then I was just trying to, be focused, stretch out myself, and I was just okay, this is your moment, this is your time, relax. And then my music came in, and then I pop, and then I was just the reaction from the crowd, from the people was amazing. I was just living it, my friend. I was just living something really special in my career, in my uh in my life, you
That's
know.
hard. That is juicy. That is very juicy.
Okay. Oh, check this out. I have to do this kind of like
Sweet.
Metallica, because I love
Dude,
Metallica. It's my favorite band.
that is
So
sick. That is the juiciest of juicy. Do you just wear that around the house?
exactly, that's the juices of juices gear that I ever had. And
Dude,
actually, people, it's been they wanted to already wanted to buy my gear, and I think I'm gonna sell it. I mean, it's why not, right? But yeah, give it 1 second.
hey, yeah, strike while the iron's hot here. I mean, that is ring worn. That is the only AEW ring worn gear from.
Exactly, right. So everybody wants this mask, especially because Jericho ripped it off. Now it has a lot of value, everything that I wore. It was just like an explosion of emotion, for the people, for the fans, because they were waiting for a week to see me there, and I was just um, so much love and so much support from the fans. Oh, I wanted to see this match, even not from the fans, even from the companies and wrestlers. They wanted to see what was the juice after so many years, right?
Yeah, well, I know you can go still because I'd seen you down. It was one of the WrestleMania weekends here not many years ago before the pandemic, and I was like, wow, Hoovie's in really good shape here. So I wasn't worried about you, but Jericho, man, he was coming into this match a week after this like gnarly, brutal death match with Nick Gage. How was Jericho in this match? Was he still dealing with injuries or anything from the week before, or no?
Yeah, a lot. As a wrestler, you get a lot of punishment, right? Not
Right.
not because just the weeks before. I mean, for the years before. So I think Jericho is a warrior. Actually, I think I think we did pretty well for my age, his age. I mean, like we were like it was great. It was a great moment for my career, I'm looking forward to do more with AEW, more with them, and I think this is just a really good start off.
So what did Tony? So you finish the match with Jericho. You go to the back. Do you get to? Does Tony Khan say anything to you? Do you have a moment there where he gives you any thoughts on what you and
Yeah,
Jericho?
obviously, yeah. He gave me a thumbs up. I went back to the locker room. He was right there at gorilla position. He got up. He shook my hand. Said, "Great match, good match. Thank you very much." And before I came out, going to the when I was going from my locker room to the before the stage,
Yeah.
I just hear somebody is like, Hoobie, 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 Hoobie. I was like, who's calling me? Then I turned around. It was TK. It was Tony Khan. And I was like, thank you, Hoobie, for being here. It's a pleasure for me to having you in this show. I was like, I was in shock. I was like, wow, the boss, is welcome me in this way. It was a tremendous moment. Then kind of like it gave me this um, good feeling of like, wow, this is something different. This is not just a major company. This is something that has a value. Somebody that actually valued your work and the years that you've been up to in this business. It was outstanding. I just want to say thank you to Tony Khan.
So you feel like the door is definitely open there for you to maybe be doing more. Maybe this isn't the last time we see the juice let loose in AEW, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they were happy. I think in good relation with everybody there, and I think this is just the a first step. At the beginning, I see a lot of guys. They've been working them for quite a few, maybe a year, and after, I mean, they've been working constantly, but
Yeah.
they don't get signed until finally a couple months ago, and that's the story of many of them. So we'll see what happens. I got back. I got back in the gym. I'm focused. I'm healthy. I think I feel pretty good to be doing something with the young talent. I think there's a lot of things to do now with this like a Latin division with Andrade and the Lucha Brothers, now with Chavo, and I think as I post in my social media, I think they've been doing a great combination with the established and others people to be in the business with the young talent. I think it's the perfect combination because I think for years, other companies, they didn't do it. They didn't trust in the guys after 35, 40 years, and until a couple years ago. Finally, I think they've been working now even in WWE well, look at Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is 44 or 45. He looks great.
Yeah.
But before that, you never see a guy with that age working in a major state. And I think that's a big statement for the wrestler. I think a lot of us, we can still go, and so I think it's great that the companies are giving this a new opportunity for guys like us. Even Rey Mysterio, Rey Mysterio is my age, and he's working pretty good and he's active.
Yeah, for sure. And with AEW too. And you've worked on a lot of different platforms at this point, Ubi. But with AEW, like they're a platform that really seems to want to push Latin talent in a way that like other promotions we haven't really seen. You bring up Andrade, Lucha Brothers, you have Proud and Powerful, Ricky Starks. I mean, it's a far cry, from what we saw you doing in WWF when you were the Mexicools, right? And coming out on
Yeah,
lawnmowers and things. Like AEW seems to have a certain reference and understanding of how to book.
big time. Yeah, exactly, big time.
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
what the little thing they're doing with Pentagon, he spoke Spanish and looks real. That's him, But he has a manager that spoke perfect English, and that's a great combination because it's like giving the Spanish audience something that you never seen before. So that's really really cool. What is doing AEW?
Okay. Well, since I brought it up, I got to ask you since I have it here, man. What was your reaction when you get pitched the Mexicools concept in WWF? Hoovy, how did you feel about that?
Uh, I never like it. I
Yeah.
think it was. I respect it. I know that that's what they wanted to do. It that's who they were paying for, right? That they were the bosses and they were in charge. That's their company. But as a talent, I was just follow the rules, and that's cool. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to give more credit to the Mexican guys. I wanted to give more more style to the Mexican people. I mean, we as a Mexican, we're not just a gardens, we are more than that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do something like perhaps Andrade, that what he did in his character. He was glamorous. He was showing something different, and I wanted to do that with the Mexicans. That's why I got that name. Actually, I made up that name in a
Oh,
meeting with Mr. Vince, and that was Johnny Laurentis, and they asked me, "Hey, we need a name for you guys. What do you think, Hubi?" So and that was Johnny Ace, and then in front of me was Vince, and actually that was Chavito there, actually, because they were asking Chavito to what he was thinking, and then I just call out that name. I just want to, because I want to be cool, right? I want to be like, what is gonna be different for a Mexican guy being in America? What is the coolest thing in America? Just the name is cool, right? So
yeah.
why we don't put cool together with Mexicans, and that's how I came out the name, and he loves it.
Yeah, I love the name. I feel like the presentation may be lost in translation, right?
Yes, exactly, big time. Yeah.
How was it working with Vince? What was that like for you? You were only there like a year or so, but how was that working for Vince?
It was difficult, my friend. It was like I was looking for that uh, um, platform again, perhaps, being a major company, being the major leagues. Uh, After what I accomplished in WCW, breaking, the mold of this big guy, superstar, and they never see a lucha guy. And then finally, it's a lucha guy, but it's 5'7" tall, which is super small compared to the big guys. And I think we did it. We break the walls of wrestling because we trust in ourselves. I mean, in this case, Rey Mysterio and myself, we trust in our talent, not just on the size. We trust in our talent, and as long as they put us on TV, we were just taking over. We were just the best match of the show, every pay per view, and I wanted to do the same thing in WWE. That was like my main thing, right? So
Yeah.
when I got there, oh, I saw these two or three managers go over your match, and I wasn't really. I was trying to be comfortable, but they never let me be loose. They never let me be me. So I was like, when they don't let you be you, it's not you, right?
Yeah.
So what I was doing there, it wasn't me. It was just what they want me to do with my character, with my talent, and I never like. I mean, I was. I don't. I don't do interviews on wrestling podcasts at all. Like I don't know why. So you gotta be happy that I'm doing this with you.
I'm
Also,
shocked. I'm genuinely shocked it's happening, and I've never been more happy to be friends with Kevin Kleinrock. But anyway, yes, go ahead.
okay, but I'm gonna tell you a reason why I did it too. I know you got a great show, but besides that, let me just finish on that, and then so the second show that I did was the podcast with Jericho. So listen to that one. I talk about this too, and maybe in a different way, but I talk about this, and just I was frustrated. That's the word. I was frustrated. I couldn't be myself in WWE.
Yeah.
After what I was accomplished, and I was like, oh no, you can't do that. No, I wanted to do this Frankenstein from this side or from that side, and they're like, no, 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 that is Rey Mysterio is doing that. I was like, well, I teach Rey Mysterio how to do it. How come I can't do it right now? You know, can you believe how frustrated it was for me to be there? It was awful. It
Uh,
was awful.
uh,
And there's nothing wrong. I don't take it against anybody in particular or against the company. I think it wasn't the right moment at the right time. My wasn't understood the way they want me to, and then I wanted to do like the way that I wanted to be in WCW, and then they want me to be this way, and then nothing happened, and then I was just there for 6 months, and then everybody, oh, they fire you because you did a high manu you heard somebody, or they were just spooking stuff like without a value, you know what I mean? They were just talking gossip.
okay. Interesting, man. So wait, real quick, just to kind of back up, you talk about how you got to be in WCW's Hoovy. What was it like? Did Eric get the vision? Like, did Bischoff understand how you and other cruiserweights should be presented in a way that later you didn't get to see in your career?
What would you say, Bishop?
Yeah, Bischoff. Did Bischoff get you and like know how to present you? Like, what was that like working with him? In WCW.
No, I mean he was just when I lost the mask. Um, uh, he really wanted to give me this big push, uh, and without the mask, because the company, or the companies, or in this case the US scenes never see so many guys with the mask, so they don't want to see that, or I guess they don't want to see, just want to present the guy without the mask because they know that that's how it was working, right?
Okay.
And they like my look, they like my charisma without the mask, and then and then and then and and then that's how it happened. I didn't want to lose the mask in the first place, but
Yeah.
that's how it's happened. I remember one time. This is a good story. I remember one time, uh, in uh, it was going to be an angle with Goldberg and myself, and then at the end of the segment, it was going to be me and just Goldberg in the ring, and but the segment didn't finish that way. So I was selling a big move from somebody, and then I was just standing outside, and then I remember. Uh, um, Eric got back and like, oh, I want Hubie to be like in the middle with you, with Goldberg, and but Goldberg was like big guy. He would just want to be him in the ring. Something happened. Something funny happened there that it didn't happen the way that they want me. But what I was trying to say is that yeah, he likes me without the mask.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. Hey, Hoovy, I mean, I'm just happy I get to pick your brain, man. Like, it was so cool seeing you on AEW TV last night, mix it up with Jericho. I'm sure the boys in the back were just it's so happy to have you there, man. I mean, what a cool thing. What's next for you, man? Now, I mean, obviously the door seems to be open for AEW, but like, what else do you have in store? What do you want to tease the fans with here for your next steps?
Um, like I say, I want to start building my company here that I've been doing shows for a long time. I wanted to bring into with a working visa in the U.S. And then besides that, of my on my own my career, obviously, I wanna I want to be the first champion in AEW, the cruiserweight champion.
Oh, bring the cruiserweight title to
I
AEW.
don't know if they want to do it, but why not? You know, can you imagine a tournament with Juventud Guerrera and with the young talent in AEW?
Man,
So that'll be
yeah.
amazing. That'll be amazing because they haven't do that. They haven't do that in AEW, right?
Yeah, no. They have less. Well, they have less singles titles, but yeah, cruiserweight title. I could see a lot of the talent doing well in a division like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I think that's one of my. I would like to have a championship in AEW, and you know, sky is the limit. You know, if you think about it, it could happen. You know, so I think like I say, I'm healthy, I'm mature. I'm better than ever. Like I say, and it was just one match, but I think if I'm allowed to do a little bit more, and you know, constantly, you know, the people can see what is really, you know, what I can do or what I can give for business or for the company.
Yeah, 100%. And I believe Mass Republic mentioned to me that like later this year they are releasing, I think, your first action figure or something
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. Well, it's the second action figure. Is the
Okay.
first one? It was called from Legends. I don't remember the brand of the toys, but it has a segment called Legends,
Okay.
and this one, yeah, this one is pretty cool because you can move the whole the wrist and the arms and the knees and everything around. It's gonna be amazing. And I have my first mask. Talking about mask and talking about what I want to call the, you know, my mask is one of the actually, WWE say that it's one of the coolest masks that are on their lucha libre scenes, and that's actually this mask is different than the one original from okay here
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it.
from the one in WCW one, which is this one. It's a
Wow.
little different. Basically, it's the same, but this one has a cross, and people wanna can get it on my social media. I do always be sending my merchandise all over the world, to Canada, to the Mexico, to the U.S., to Europe. I just sent a mask to the U.S., like one mask like this one, and thank you for the support. The fans, they can see my merchandise and luchamaster.com, www.luchamaster.com. And also, I got a Instagram shop. It's at the the Juicy Shop, or my Juventud Guerrera. I'm just like that, Juventud Guerrera on Instagram.
Cool. All right, Hoobie, we'll cut it there. I want to thank you so much for the time, man. We're gonna drop this, I think, early next week to kind of get the week maybe rolling as we head into like SummerSlam and AEW Rampage and everything. But dude, I know you don't do a lot of press. It really means a lot that you did this, and I sincerely thank you, Hoobie. Thank you for taking the time.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you why. Let me just finish that, and then I'm gonna be doing some business, some meetings, business in Las Vegas too, because they want me to be as a DJ constantly in a club. So I'm gonna be in a DJ. There's this on the SummerSlam weekend at the
Okay.
Nerd Bar. It's called Nerd Bar, and it's gonna be a lot of other wrestlers. And let me just plug it in this because there's another.
I might come to this. I think I might be there one
Yeah,
day.
you should, my friend. And then that's Friday, and then I'm gonna be a special experience for GCW, and they're gonna be doing a show. So a lot of people is been asking me about the GCW, how excited they are that they're gonna see me doing an appearance. And then the other one is the Restless Swap. It's gonna be Nick Cage, Disco Inferno. I'm gonna be as a DJ there too.
Okay.
There.
Damn, Nick Cage and
So
Disco Inferno.
just anybody that want to do business with me, just hit me up on my email, which is luchamillennial@gmail.com, lucha millennial, and on my website, www.luchamaster.com.